What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the YouTube Live. My name's RD. Welcome to RD Reynolds Outdoors and the Waterfowl Den. Today is not my normal streaming day, so today is something new. So, testing the waters here. If you notice in the top corner, it probably has a logo that says, "Hey, this is used by Ecamm." Typically, I am using StreamYard, and StreamYard has bumped their head this year and went up $200 on their application. And I'm testing different apps out. So I wanted to see how this looked. You should be streaming in a higher quality than StreamYard does. Not that probably anybody cares, but it's definitely different. It's more relying on the computer versus a browser. StreamYard works off of a browser. I still can use my multiple cameras. I typically go live on Wednesday at 8 o'clock, so I'm sure this may throw some people off. Who knows who might drop in? There's absolutely no telling. But it's mostly just a test run, so I can go back and look at it on YouTube, and so I can go back and look at it on Facebook. I don't know. For the most part, I got pros and cons of this software versus the other. Like I said, what I want to do this year is up the quality of how my streams look. And if this is the way it is, I will definitely learn. This software is actually a lot cheaper, but it physically runs on a computer. Since I have not showed anybody the podcast room and how the setup is, I was using a Windows computer running a web-based application. Now I am using a Mac, actually a Mac Mini. It's surprisingly very powerful. If you ever watched the streaming of the Deer channel, I also have another channel that Mac Mini can power streaming to both channels at the same time, where it took two computers from Windows. So this one is also a Mac Mini. So I'm testing this software, and this software can only be ran on a Mac. So I don't know. This part that y'all see seems pretty easy. The hardest part is when I go to share a screen and when I have a guest on. So I don't know. That's going to be my next accomplishment. And like I said, this is basically a test. I hope it's even recording volume. One thing that I do like about the StreamYard is after I hit, in the live, I can download the audio, turn it into a podcast. I don't have to strip the audio off the video. This software is supposed to be able to do it. Like I said, I don't know. First run, how much space is it taking up on the hard drive? How much processing is it taking? How much internet? This is all a test. So hopefully y'all having a pretty good Tuesday. Just weather-wise, if you are watching, you live in York, you're probably getting wet. You live in Rock Hill, you could be wet. If you live in Lancaster, you may hear some thunder. So there's my weather forecast. If you are in the Dixie Alley and know somebody that lives in Tennessee, Mississippi, Alabama, that whole area, they got some pretty bad tornadoes going up there. Less than a week ago, there was a really bad tornado that ripped through Tennessee. So definitely keep them people in your prayers. There's a lot of rocking and rolling going on right now in Tennessee, especially around Nashville, Knoxville area. It's already went through Nashville, but coming up on Knoxville is pretty bad, and around Jackson, Mississippi, a little bit above it. That's a pretty bad area too. So definitely some bad weather going on. So until then, I'll see y'all tomorrow on my normally scheduled time at 8 p.m. We'll see y'all then. Maybe. If I can figure out how to stop recording. That's a good question. How do you stop it? Probably should have needed to know that before I hit live. There's a button over here. Right there. See y'all.